Thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure. You've had such an incredible year already. But I want to go back all the way to the beginning and how you started tennis and what you loved about it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. So my sister is 13 years older than me, and she played college tennis, so it kind of ran in the family. And I would always join her practices, and I found such a passion for it at such a young age. I was only 3 years old, and I loved it. Like, I just stuck with it throughout my whole childhood. And I think when I started to play the junior Grand Slams around like 15, I played the US Open for the first time, and that's when I really considered, I really want to do this as a career.
And then you've been so honest with everybody in tennis, everybody in the media, that you were facing some burnout, you were facing some challenges. And that's bold, that's brave, stepping away. How do you think that helped you rediscover the love for the sport?
Yeah, it was a tough decision, especially because I was at a pretty good place in my career. My ranking was good, everything was kind of, in a good spot, but I knew deep down that I was struggling a lot and I wasn't really enjoying it. And I know that success only comes when you're actually having fun, especially in the long term.
What did you do during that time to try to help yourself to get back? And did you ever have some doubts, like, will I make it back again? Because that is hard to step away.
Oh, for sure, especially when people that you respect are also saying that. So it was kind of in my head, but I felt like I didn't really have a choice, and I had to do what felt right for me, and I wanted to work on myself as a person.
Love that.
Yeah, I just took, as much time as I needed to really feel like I was excited to come out. Once I took, I think it was 6 months off, I really felt like I was ready to compete and I could take on the challenges. Yeah.
And since returning, you've had so much success. You got to the finals of Toronto last year and just recently won Doha, your biggest title ever, and you've climbed back into the top 20. What do you think has been the biggest key to your resurgence?
I think, honestly, being ready to face the challenges that come. I was excited to, try and figure out how to deal with certain things, especially when it comes to injuries and riding those waves. And I think I've honestly just been very resilient, and I've faced all the little, hiccups and challenges with a good attitude. I try and go by this one quote that I really like, is that a positive mind finds opportunity in everything and a negative mind finds faults in everything. And I feel like that's been kind of the shift for me the last few years.
Those off-court interests can really reset your mindset, and I think that's so important. So besides the school, are there some other hobbies that you're able and have gotten into that kind of help you get away from tennis?
Yeah, so I picked up painting before I took my break, which I absolutely love. I was doing that a lot in my free time.
Just out of the blue? Because that's hard. Painting's hard.
Yeah, it is. I think I started it because I had moved into my apartment and it was pretty empty and I couldn't find any art that I really liked. So I told myself maybe I can try this as a hobby and see if there are any that I would like to put up on the walls. And there definitely are a few that I have put up now, but I realized that it's such a good just mental break from everything.
So what's been the biggest shift in your mindset since coming back, on the court, off the court?
I would say my passion, I think. I enjoy the fight, I enjoy the tough matches. I think winning is so much more meaningful to me now. As I said after my break, it's a different sort of sensation I can't really explain, but I just feel proud of myself after I win a match, or even after a tournament. It's like, I just want to cry, which I didn't experience that when I was growing up.
To be a successful athlete, I'd say you have to have grit. You've got to be tough. What does having grit mean to you?
Having grit means persevering, being resilient, never giving up. Also, I think during the match, whatever the score is just trying your best to turn the match around if it's not going your way. That's something that I always try and leave the court with, so I can feel good about myself, because we can't control the wins.